Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were said to have witnessed something unforgettable at a Kansas City fast food restaurant when they came across a homeless woman who had only tried to buy something so she could access the restroom but didn't have enough money and ended up asking for water. A moment that would completely transform her life. And it was recounted that it all started close to 10 p.m. on a cold Tuesday night as the two of them, having just left a late dinner with friends, were in the drive-through line of a McDonald's on the outskirts of a city craving a dessert, with Taylor reportedly joking that she couldn't believe Travis had convinced her to get a McFlurry that late, while he laughed and insisted that sometimes people needed to live a little, and though she teased that she might blame him if the sugar kept her awake, she seemed amused as she slightly lowered her window to feel the cold breeze. And while waiting, she noticed some late-night customers inside, mostly students and shift workers, before suggesting to Travis that they go in and sit down properly instead of eating in the car, which he agreed to. So they parked and walked inside to the warmly lit but mostly quiet dining room where only a few people were scattered while the night crew was cleaning and restocking for the expected bar crowd later. And as they moved to place their order, they overheard a tense exchange between a cashier and a woman at the counter who was being told she couldn't use the restroom without buying something, and in a voice filled with quiet desperation yet dignity, the woman explained that she was trying to order but had only managed to gather $1.37, which was not enough for even the cheapest menu item, a small coffee, as the cashier politely explained. And witnesses said her shoulders slumped as she stared down at the coins in defeat before softly asking if she could at least get water so she could use the facilities, but was told again that water wouldn't make her a paying customer. And at that moment Taylor felt her heart break, seeing the woman's humiliation, while Travis stepped forward offering to pay for her, surprising both the cashier and the woman, who immediately protested, blushing and saying she couldn't accept charity. But Taylor joined in, gently insisting that everyone deserves such dignity, and when the woman suddenly recognized her, quietly asking if she really was Taylor Swift, Taylor confirmed and introduced Travis, asking her name, which she gave as Linda, though she seemed to regret revealing it. And still she tried to refuse, but Travis told her this was not charity but one human helping another, even asking if they could buy her dinner, while Taylor added that they would actually enjoy sharing the table with her since they rarely got to talk with real people outside their circle. And though hesitant, Linda agreed and ordered a modest meal of a hamburger, fries, and coffee, while Travis and Taylor got their McFlurries. Before they all sat in a quiet corner booth where Taylor asked if Linda was from Kansas City, to which she replied that she had been born and raised there and lived her whole life until about 6 months earlier when she lost her apartment, and she seemed reluctant but finally explained she had worked as an accountant at the same small firm for 15 years, supporting herself and helping her daughter Emma through college, her face lighting up as she proudly revealed Emma had just started at Harvard on a full scholarship, calling her brilliant and much smarter than she had been, which impressed both Travis and Taylor, though Linda admitted things had collapsed after the firm went under due to the owner's embezzlement, leaving her unemployed along with many others. And when asked if she found another job, she bitterly admitted she had tried, but at 45 she was overlooked in favor of younger candidates with newer technical skills, and though she had received unemployment benefits, they eventually ran out, while her savings had been drained by rent and helping Emma, leading her into homelessness. And when Travis carefully asked where she stayed, Linda said matter-of-factly that she lived in her 2015 Honda Civic, which at least kept her safe and dry. And Taylor, moved, asked if her daughter knew. But Linda revealed Emma had no idea because she feared Emma would sacrifice school and come home to help her, and she wasn't willing to let that happen. So she told her daughter she had moved to a smaller apartment to save money, admitting this was her way of protecting Emma's education, something both Travis and Taylor found deeply moving. And when asked what she needed to get back on her feet, Linda immediately said steady work of any kind, explaining she applied daily at the library but without a permanent address and reliable phone service it was difficult, since she only had a prepaid phone plan with limited minutes. And for over an hour, she described her routines of showering at gyms with day passes, finding safe spots to park without police disturbance, and getting food from pantries or churches. Yet she never lost focus on shielding her daughter from worry, insisting she spoke with Emma every Sunday and listened with joy as Emma shared her excitement about her classes and friends, never letting on about her reality. And hearing this resilience and selflessness, Taylor asked what if there were ways to help her without her daughter knowing. Though Linda was skeptical, saying the system wasn't built for people like her, educated professionals who just had bad luck, but Travis replied that while the system wasn't designed for it, people could step in. And so in the following days, Taylor and Travis sought ways to help, only to discover Linda had been right about the programs, so they used personal networks instead, with Travis asking his business manager to find accounting and finance opportunities, and Taylor contacting hotel managers to secure Linda's safe temporary housing. And when they reunited a week later, they surprised her with job options, including a tax preparation firm and a nonprofit assisting small businesses, the latter particularly interested in people who had known financial hardship, and Linda could hardly believe they had done this for someone they had just met. But Travis assured her that dignity and second chances were for everyone, and she accepted the nonprofit role, which turned out perfect, giving her stable pay, benefits, and a renewed sense of purpose as she helped others navigate struggles similar to hers. And within 3 months, she had saved enough for a modest apartment, regaining security and confidence. And when Emma came home for winter break, Linda feared questions. But instead, Emma praised her for downsizing responsibly, seeing it as a lesson in living within one's means. And though Linda never revealed the period of homelessness, she eventually admitted losing her job and struggling. And Emma's reaction was to switch majors from pre-med to social work, inspired by her mother's resilience and driven to help families facing instability, a decision that brought Linda pride as she saw her daughter pursue advocacy. And over time, Linda flourished in her nonprofit role, assisting numerous small business owners while also speaking at community events about how homelessness was not limited to stereotypes but could hit anyone, reminding audiences that most people were only a few paychecks away from losing everything. And as Emma graduated magna cum laude and began working with a housing advocacy organization in Boston, their weekly calls continued, now centered on their shared mission of helping others. And Linda often reflected that her darkest period had led to something unexpectedly beautiful, a daughter motivated toward justice and her own fulfilling career. And every few months, Linda visited that same McDonald's not for need, but as a reminder of her journey, and a chance to extend help to others she might see in her former situation, saying she always tried to pay forward the kindness Travis and Taylor had given her, because, as she put it, rock bottom should never be the end but the start of a comeback. And in telling this story, people were asked to consider how quickly life could change and how dignity could be restored with a single act of compassion. And viewers were encouraged that if this opened their eyes to how homelessness can happen to anyone, they should subscribe for more stories that challenge assumptions, share it with others who may need reminding that those who need help most may be too proud to ask, and remember that sometimes the most important conversations and turning points happen in ordinary places like a fast food restaurant, where a small gesture of kindness can change someone's entire future.